Hi, my name's Travis Braunfeld, and today I'm going to talk to you about meter and rhythm. So, what is meter and what is rhythm? They're both things that help a musician read a piece and play it the way that a composer wanted it to be played. The first thing to break down in that is how you're writing your actual notes. But the most important thing with beaming is to make sure that you're making things easy. So, my first example here, we have some eighth notes. There's a grouping of 4/8 notes. Now, this can be renotated so it doesn't look as messy. Right now, there's little flags everywhere. It could be a little bit hard to read, especially if the piece is going fast. The second example underneath represents these eighth notes beamed all together in a line, just for ease of reading. The only exception to this rule applies when you get to a bar line. So should there be a bar line, you can't draw a grouping of notes across that bar line, but it can be resumed in the next measure. So the next thing we're going to get into is a tie. You may have seen this before in your music. It's that weird little swoop underneath two notes, and you're like, what does this mean? And sometimes you just go ahead and play both of those notes. That's not right. With a tie, you're taking one note value and then adding it to the tied note's value. So in this example, we have a quarter note and another quarter note. Those two notes have a tie underneath them, and therefore, not only are you playing the first quarter note, but you're also adding the value of that second note to that first note. So you do not restrike that note. You're not going to play 1, 2, but you are going to count that second beat. So this quarter note, where it would normally have been worth 1 beat, is now worth 2, but that second beat is silent. And this applies to any note that it's being tied to. So it could be a quarter to a half. It could be a half to an eighth note. Whatever it is, you're going to add those two values together and only play the first note. So the final thing we're going to talk about is meter. So there are 3 subcategories of meter. There's duple, triple, and quadruple. Duple is 2, triple is 3, and quadruple is 4. These can also be broken down into 2 separate categories, simple and compound. Simple, there's always going to be a beat division by 2. Compound, the beat will always be divided into 3. For instance, our first example over here being 4/4, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 quarters that fill up the requirements of 4 beats in that measure. Moving to compound, you're going to have 6/8. That's the first compound duple in our example. So 6/8 is going to be a little more complicated, but it's going to be 6 beats total, and the division of those beats is going to be eighth notes. So you're going to have 6 eighth notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, filling up that measure, and so on and so forth. We're not going to go through all of the examples, but the same theory can be used to all of them. So the last thing I'm going to do is take a rhythm, the same rhythm, and put it in 3 different meters, just to demonstrate how that breakdown and counting works for simple versus compound in several different types of meter. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 1, 2. Alright, thank you for watching this video. You can go ahead and like it. You can stay tuned for more. There will be more music theory fundamentals coming soon.